Today, I want to talk about I'm getting clients that can't get out of bed and follow the schedule. Yeah, like you're in that zone. Do you ever get that feeling? Hey, you just don't want to get out of bed. You just, stay here, right? So how do we get over that? How do we have that mindset, that drive to come into work and make it a productive day, right? Because we've all had it. We've all had those days I just don't want to get out of bed and I don't want to follow my schedule. And I get that. So why does that happen? Well, in real estate, we got into it for two reasons. Most people, not everyone, but most, got into real estate for two reasons. To make a whole lot of money and to be my own boss. So no one can tell me what to do, where to go, right? I have time. I can work when I want to work, right? The problem with that, the problem with having too much time and the freedom to do whatever you want, you don't make any money, right? And that is a huge problem. So we want to make sure that we put ourselves in a position to be the best version of ourselves, right? So this is a big problem right now is agents not knowing what to do. That's a big one. Why else, you don't get out of bed, don't want to get out of bed? Well, to be honest with you, it's simply because you're working too late of nights. Your nights are taken away from you. You're working with clients. It's way too late. Maybe you're staying up watching too much news, too much TV. You're not following the right schedule so that you can wake up empowered. And that's key, waking up empowered, right? You're unmotivated to doing the things that would give you the power. You're unmotivated to exercise. You're unmotivated to make the calls, to talk to people, have those sales calls, right? You use distractions as a reason why not to get up and follow your schedule, right? You don't know what to do in the mornings. That's a big one. You don't know what to do in the mornings. Hence, you don't get up and follow a powerful schedule. So here's the thing. How do we solve that problem? It starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with your goals. See, if you have a powerful goal, something that drives you, your why, something that pushes you, something that's like, yes, I want that. I need that. You yearn for it. This is what I want. See, when you have that, then you're going to get up and do it. You're going to get up on those days that are uncomfortable. You're going to get up on those days that it's really cold out and you're like, hey, I want to be out there, right? I want to be able to produce. I want to be able to go after my goals. So the only way you're going to do that is if those goals are important to you. What's important to you? That why? What's that goal that's going to push you? And now it could be anything from business goals, personal goals, fitness goals, whatever it may be. But something needs to be so empowering that's going to get you out of bed. That's number one, right? Having your why. The next thing you want to do is you want to align your actions to that goal, right? See, if your goal is this way, but your actions are taking you that way, that's a problem. We need to move those actions to where they align with your goal. And once you do that, right, you're going to be on the path, obviously, to the goal, but more importantly, get that sense of accomplishment, which we all yearn for. That sense that, hey, listen, this is why I'm doing, be the best version of ourselves, right? So it's real important that we align our actions with our goals, right? We need to establish a very simple routine, one that will put us towards what it is that we really want, right? So when we look at routines, we look at a schedule, I can tell you right now, when you try and schedule too much, like every part of your day, you're not going to follow it. You're not, right? There's no way. It's better and more important to simply schedule the morning routine, just the morning. The morning routine would be the most important thing, right? So what is in the morning routine that's going to get you to your goals? Well, what's important to you? Number one, I would definitely say working on your business, right? Working on your business, generating income, generating the business that you need to fulfill your requirements, like what it is that you want, right? So what is involved in that? Well, I would say getting up and prospecting, generating leads, for your business. So I want you to write this down. My AM hours are all about building my business. My AM hours are all about building my business. And my PM hours are all about taking care of my business. Right? If you follow that philosophy and that idea, hey, listen, my AM hours just about building the business. My PM hours all about taking care of the business. Well, those AM hours will take care of the PM. Because if you're getting to the office and you're making those calls and having those conversations and milling around within your lead sources, connecting with people, talking to people, and that's your focus, that's all the focus is going to be, is just talking to people, connecting with people, you're going to set some appointments. And as a realtor, your job is to set appointments and go on appointments. So let's back up. How do we get out of bed? How do we get going? Real simple. Is have an important goal. Have something that drives us. Have something that inspires us. Because if your goal is too small, it doesn't inspire you. And if your goal is too big, it just scares the crap out of you. It should be 50% of the time, your goal should be, yes, I can achieve that. 50% of the time. And then 50% of the time, that goal should scare you. That's when you know you got a good goal. So start with the goal. Let's go after the goal. Now, what are little tactics we can do? Well, here is what I would do with our schedule. Number one is follow a strict morning routine and not so much in the evening and afternoon. In my morning routine, I would put in there getting up early. I would put in there, number two, exercise. Now, we're not talking about doing a P90X workout in the morning. Hey, any exercise, walking the dog around the block is fine. Doing some stretches is fine, whatever it is, but do some sort of exercise. The next thing is have a healthy breakfast. Real important. Have a healthy breakfast, right? Then get into the office early. When you get in the office early, the next thing you have to do is what I call a pre-prospecting routine. Out of everything I'm going to share with you, this is probably the most important part of your schedule, your morning routine, is you can't come into the office and immediately expect to make calls and to talk to people and to connect with people. You need to put yourself in the right frame of mind to making these calls. So what is in the pre-prospecting routine? There are three things. Number one would be your mental prep. And in your mental prep, I would use positive affirmations. I would use a reviewing my business plan. I would write out my gratitude journal, right? I would listen to inspiring music or watching a podcast, whatever inspires you mentally to get you in the right frame of mind. And that would typically take, 10 minutes to get you in the right frame of mind. Then I would take 15 minutes and I would practice what I'm going to say to people. Practice my scripts and dialogues, practice the handling objections, the qualifying scripts, the presentation. Doesn't matter. There's so many different scripts and dialogues that you need to use and practice so that you get more powerful when connecting with people. And that should take about 15 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes, I would close my eyes and I would visualize the perfect outcome. I would visualize dialing that phone, asking the questions on the scripts, setting that listing appointment. I would visualize going through the pre-qualifying questions and find out the client's motivation. I would visualize putting together the CMA and the listing package, driving to their house, knocking on their door, shaking their hand, walking through their home with the client. I would visualize sitting down at the kitchen table, doing a great listing presentation, have the client sign the listing agreement. Then I would visualize walking outside, putting a for sale sign on that lawn, putting a sold right on the for sale sign, and then driving away with like a $10,000 paycheck. See, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between fantasy and reality. And when you can feed that mind that information before you make the call, it believes that that was the first call you made. So it's important to understand that we want to have ourselves in the best peak position before you make that first phone call. Think about that for a second. Putting yourself in the right frame of mind before you actually make that call. And I can tell you this, by visualizing the perfect outcome day in, day out, you're going to get out of bed because you're going to get excited, understanding that when I make my calls, I get a paycheck. All right, guys. Any questions, concerns, hallucinations, put them in the chat. I don't see any right now. All right. If that's the case, hey, what day's today, baby? It's a money-making day. That's right. If you're on this call, it's a money-making day for you. So who do you have to talk to make sure that you're moving the business forward? Talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much.